All right, so we already talked about angle additions already when it's just numbers, and now we have to talk about, well, what's going to happen when it's a letter, okay? So since I have a whole angle made up of two parts, I should still be trying to write the equation part plus part equals whole. Okay, so I'm going to need to be putting this stuff in the picture. So VUT, I'm going to trace that. V to U to T is 175. I'm going to put that on the outside because it's the whole angle. I'll go ahead and label that whole already because I know that's the whole angle. That's the biggest angle in the picture. Angle VUJ, so V to U to J, is 17x minus 3. I can tell that's a part because it's not the biggest angle in the picture. And the last thing is angle JUT. So J to U to T is 17x plus 8. And I can tell that's another part. Okay, great. So now all it's asking me to do is solve for x. So all I need to do is plug these things into our part plus part equals whole equation, just like we did when we were doing segment addition. So one of my parts was 17x plus 8 plus, what was the other part? Well, the other part was 17x minus 3 equal sign, what was our whole? Well, our biggest angle, the whole in this one was 175 from out there. Okay, so now all I have to do is solve this equation. So first step is combining like terms. So what can go together? Well, I have my x parts. I can do 17x plus 17x, which is 34x. And then I can do my regular numbers. 8 plus negative 3 is positive 5. If you typed that in the calculator, you would see that. Okay, equals 175. Great. Next step, I need to move my regular number over to the left side. I got to get x alone. So I'm going to minus 5, minus 5. 5's cancel out. 175 minus 5 is 170. We're going to bring down 34x. And then last step is divide by 34. And I'm going to get x equals 170 divided by 34 is 5. So final answer was 5 because that's what it's asking me for. If it had asked me for one of the angles over here, I would have to plug 5 in. But since the question just said find x, I am done. Okay, so it's very similar. I'm labeling what's a part, what's a whole. I'm plugging it into part plus part equals whole. Next example. Again, I have a whole angle. I can tell that there's parts and wholes, so I know I'm going to be doing part plus part equals whole. So I'm going to write that down. Not very pretty, but it's there. Okay. So it says angle ABC. So I'm going to trace ABC is 17x plus 8. And I can tell that's the biggest angle in the picture. That's the whole. So I'm going to label that. Next thing, ABK is 42. Okay. And that's not the biggest angle, so I can tell that's going to be a part. And the last one, the measure of angle KBC, so K to B to C is 12x minus 4. And that's also a part. And in this one, they're asking me to find angle ABC. Well, they told me it was 17x plus 8, but I'm not just going to put that as the answer like some of us were trying to do before. I have to solve for x and then plug it back in. So here we go. I'm plugging in part plus part equals whole. What was one of my parts? Well, I can see is that blue one right there. So I'm going to plug that in first. 12x minus 4. Okay. Plus, what was the other part? The other part we had labeled was 42. So we're going to write that. equals, what was our whole this time, was 17x plus 8. So we're going to solve that. All right, so this time when I'm combining like terms, well, what goes together on this side? I got -4 and +42. They can go together. -4 plus 42 is +38. Did the 12x add with those? No, it did not. It's by itself, so I'm just going to bring it down. 12x. Great. On the other side, did these add together? No. So I'm just going to bring those down. So now my goal is I need to move x's to the left side. So I need to move this 17x. How do I move it? Well, I got to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 17x. Subtract 17x. So that turns into -5x. Bring down 38. 17 canceled. Bring down the 8. Equal sign. Next step, I need to move the regular numbers to the right side. So I need to move 38, not moving 8, moving 38, and I'm going to minus that to the other side, -38. Woo, that's a curvy line. So 38's canceled, bringing down. Don't forget that negative sign on the 5. Equals 8 minus 38 is -30. And last step, I'm going to divide by -5. Remember, when we divide, we're dividing by the same sign. We're not changing the sign when we divide. And when I do that, I get x equals +6. Negative divided by negative is positive. Does that mean I'm done? No, because remember at the beginning we said we want to find angle ABC. And so far I just have x. So what am I going to do? Well, where is angle ABC? Was our whole. It was 17x plus 8. So I'm going to take this 6 and I'm going to plug it in to that. So I'm doing 17 parentheses 6 plus 8. So you can do this in your Desmos calculator or you can just do it in your phone. 17 times 6 is 102 plus 8. If you just add those together, that's 110 degrees. So final answer is 110. If you have any questions, go back and watch the video. Otherwise, you can move on to your next activity.